Dolphins fans and fans of the NFL in general, today we got the news that the NFL owners voted unanimously to ban the hip drop tackle. What does it mean? Well, actually, what they voted to ban was just one variation of the hip drop tackle, what they are calling the swivel variation of the hip drop tackle. It's when you grab the offensive player by the hips and you lift yourself in the air, then fall on his legs, you kind of swivel around when you do it. It results in a big injury. They're saying that this tackle happens about once a game, has increased in frequency by about 60% over the last season, and results in injuries a lot of the time. Now, the Player Association was not happy about this, and, I gotta be honest, I'm not happy about this either. Here's why. The more that the NFL tries to enact these very nuanced and very complicated bans on certain physical moves, the more we are going to see arbitrary calls, questionable calls, confusing calls, and calls that alter the outcome of football games, which is really infuriating to many people. This game occurs at several miles per hour, to say the least. It's an incredibly fast game. It's a game based on a lot on muscle memory, based a lot on sheer athletic instinct. And when you are trying to litigate these small, complex nuances in this really 100 mile per hour muscle memory, physical, instinctive, athletic game, you are consistently and constantly going to have arbitrary calls and confusing calls and calls that make the game worse and make the officiating even more questionable. It's so easy for these 32 owners to sit there and say, well, sorry, I vote, ban it, it's too many injuries. But what are you doing to the game itself? What players are going to get fined? And does this continue to make offenses just so much more superior to defenses? And is that a good thing for the game? I say no. I'm getting sick of the way the game is officiated. I'm getting sick of the way they're trying to eliminate all injuries. It's a physical game. Do your best to eliminate targeting. We understand that. Do your best to eliminate, head-to-head contact. We understand that. But when you eliminate kickoffs, to the point of changing the yardage, to the point of onside kicks really being a complete non-factor. And when you institute rule changes that allow for what appear to be arbitrary calls by the officiator, the crew officiating the game, you really put a damper on the product on the field. And so I'm with the players union on this. I don't quite understand. If you're going to ban a hip drop, don't tell us that, we're banning a hip drop, but only one variation of the hip drop. Why don't you just ban it all out so that players have some clarity as to what is being banned, instead of attempting to ban some slight nuanced variation of it, which causes nothing but confusion. You're going to have situations where somebody does a hip drop tackle and there's no call, and then the very next day or the same day in a different city, they're going to have a very similar looking tackle that changes the outcome of a game. We've seen this consistently and constantly with this iteration of NFL ownership and the continued commercialization and corporatization of this league, which is ruining the game. Stop ruining the game, you 32 old MFers. You're really killing it. And that's my 2 cents. Guys, if you have not done so, whether you're a fan of the Dolphins or a fan of NFL football or just personalities or sports talk in general, click subscribe right here. Help me out. Help the channel out. Help me bring you more content. I'll give you a second. It's a millisecond. Hit subscribe right here. Click it. Thank you for subscribing. Also, click join, become a member of this channel. There's all kinds of perks you get, a written column, etc. I'll be back live with you guys probably next Monday. Make sure you tune into In the Blender with Shake on Thursdays, and I'll catch you guys soon. Fins up, Larry K. out.